Thank you for joining me today for this super quick video about the Gemini full moon. You're here with Jenny. I wanted to bring through some ideas that I had regarding galactic connections that are happening for this Gemini full moon. And I was inspired to jump onto YouTube after a long time of not being on. So we'll see if I come back again in a short time or not for ages. We'll see how it goes. And, you know, I just wanted to acknowledge really that many people in their individual lives and clearly on the world stage in the collective are struggling or reaching into states of overwhelm and really high stress or upsets and challenges, deep upsets and challenges have been occurring in individual people's lives, and it can be from housing to employment to loved ones to health to illness, the list goes on. And the last couple of weeks before this Gemini full moon, there's been some major activations of really deeply held, unconscious, long forgotten, suppressed emotional content has been coming up into your conscious mind in the past couple of weeks. And it's up, of course, to be healed, integrated and resolved. Easier said than done. And I would ask you to, if something has been present for you in the past couple of weeks and it's been deeply, really sitting in those emotional registers, I would ask you to, consider what belief systems are surrounding those responses that you're having. Quite possibly this material has come from early childhood, and at the time when whatever took place, small trauma, large trauma, whatever it was, you didn't have the skills or the mental capacity to process it and make sense of it. So along the way, there was belief systems were set up which are not entirely accurate, but they've kind of been with you throughout your life, right? And so over the past couple of weeks, some of that stuff has been activated. So I would suggest that if you've had emotional content come up that's been, thrown you off kilter or been really painful, I would suggest that if you feel the cosmic invitation, you could dive in there a little bit and see what kind of belief systems are holding that in place so that you're cognitively interpreting whatever happened, the situation, the trigger, the whatever, how you've been kind of interpreting it. And if it's coming from a really old belief system from when you were quite young and immature, and it could be there still driving you, and there is a fabulous opportunity at the moment to let go of some of that terrain, to modify your beliefs so that they're actually more helpful and enriching and positive and empowering for your life going forward. It's tricky to do, right? You might want to journal, you might want to see a therapist or whatever. Reach out for help if you need to, but this is a beautiful opportunity to actually adjust your belief system so that you can set up a different way of understanding that same situation, event, right? A different way of understanding it from the modern you, who you are today, which is completely different than who you were 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, right, when you were young. So that is part of the interesting, helpful, supportive energies that are happening archetypally. Not just for this specific Gemini full moon, but in the past couple of weeks it's been going on. So you might reflect on your own life and notice that some of that has been occurring. Actually dissolve and let go of some of those less helpful, restrictive belief systems. Let me give you an example of a belief system that it's really hard to, some of them are sitting so deep in us that it's kind of hard to notice that they're even there. So one belief system might be, you've seen the map of the world, you know that there's certain continents in certain places and that's where they sit. And because all the maps of the world, all the globes you've seen, all the pictures of maps of the world, they're pretty well the same. You kind of just believe that that's accurate. But what if it isn't? What if there's little islands or continents that are actually in the ocean that aren't mapped, that aren't actually included in the map but do exist? Like, why do we believe the world map as it stands? We haven't travelled that whole distance of ocean and continent to continent to know if it's accurate. So why do we believe it? Because it might not be right? Maybe there's a hidden plot of land or an island or whatever. Maybe a big place of island which is just not documented. It's just not included in the map. So we all just assume, we just believe, because we've been told and haven't really thought about it differently. We just believe that's the way it is. So that's kind of like a silly, more superficial, on the surface kind of thing. But that's the sort of thing I'm trying to get to, is that these belief systems can be so deep within us that we don't even question them. We don't even understand how they're driving us. So that is the terrain. And as I said, if you've got something that's come up and you would like to work through it, I do recommend you reach out for support if you need that. Talk to a friend, journal about it, whatever, but explore it a bit, because there is good energies there to help you change it, shift it, transform it, transmute it, and then it won't be slowing you down. It won't be holding you back in life, and you'll be free to move on in different directions and be open to new potentials. So there is beautiful aspects happening with this Gemini full moon, which is why I thought I'd jump on and talk a little bit about it. So let's move on to the specific. I've got some Lightworker Starseed activation, connections to fixed stars, star systems that I wanted to share with you, and some other ideas about what's going on for this full moon. So let's get into it. At this moment, Starseeds who resonate with the Hyadum star system in the Hades constellation are receiving a call to action, a call to marry their sense of life force and spirit, the fire within, and their energetic core with their inner world, and marry the emotional registers in order to blend and fuse their human vessel and current state of consciousness with the expanded multidimensional unified field. That's my take on it. The north and south node of the moon are activating starseeds who identify or resonate with the Arcturus and the Spica. And they're activated to accept, to integrate and heal their past, their ancestral wounds and past lives. And therefore, after the healing has taken place, you are then more free to move forward with confidence and courage as a spiritual warrior or way shower for others. 2023 to 2024 is your moment to seize the day and be the leader in your own life. The messenger gods are channeling insights from the galacticcenter into our consciousness to assist us to expand into our multidimensional selves. And this is, of course, driven by loving heart wisdom. And yes, this also applies to anyone around us who seemingly hasn't gone through the ascension or the awakening pathway. The assistance is flowing in for everyone on the planet to expand our consciousness. The wisdom, worldview and outlook of Jupiter is being reconsidered and upgraded over the next 9 months by his connection to the Shapley Attractor, a mighty galactic point in the outer realms of our skies. Where in your life, this is the question, where in your life do you need to take a step back and find a new, enriching, supportive belief system? Or perhaps you just need to adjust your existing belief system so that you are able to be more optimistic, to dream a bigger dream. To dream a bigger dream for yourself, for your community, for society in general, and dare to reach for more possibilities and potentials that are positive in this life for you. Saturn is playing with the idea. He's struggling with the idea, actually, and we can all do this in our own lives as well, of strutting his ancient regal past for all to see, for everyone to celebrate, to validate, to appreciate. Or the question is, instead, would it be better? Would it be more sitting with integrity? Would it give a more firm foundation if you were to dissolve such lofty, narcissistic type leanings and instead reject that heritage that's been so present on earth in favour of a more humble, a more committed daily practice to help you achieve spiritual unity and to regularly tap into the wisdom and the love of all there is? We all get to decide in our own lives how we would like to be living, what ideas and beliefs we're ready to let go of to step into a more authentic life. For those of you who resonate with and connect to the Alpheratz Starseeds, Chiron in Aries is awakening the healing process for you. Now is the time to rediscover and get really clear and grounded in your right to exist, in your right to take charge of your life with courage and independence. And for some, this may involve releasing the need to have their plans and ideas validated by other people, and instead to go ahead anyway with a fearless heart independently. And then the next one I want to speak about is the ProcyonStarseeds and the MarkabStarseeds. You've been supported and encouraged to step into your galactic wisdom at this time. This full moon is activating you to help you discover, unleash, and start to own new talents and skills that are emerging from deep within you. This intergalactic support has been present for months and is activated by Pluto and Neptune. Stillness and moments of solitude scheduled into your week will assist you to capture the whispers of spirit and the whispers of your soul. To recap, this full moon has Sun in Sagittarius at 5 degrees and the moon in Gemini at 5 degrees, with many cosmic connections to our galactic realms that are supporting us to expand, evolve and grow. If you thought you were getting close to reaching the state of unified consciousness, this full moon is a fabulous setup to assist you to take that the next step further. So therefore, it would be a good idea to set aside some time to meditate and to be mindfully here and now and fully conscious at this moment around the Gemini full moon to really capture the cosmic energies that are there to support you. And on top of that, if you are doing a ritual or a ceremony, then using the elements of fire and air is the way to go. If you want to connect up with me on social media, you can find me on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn. Check out my link tree to jump into those channels. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely, thought-provoking, interesting, and you get into the Gemini curiosity, playful vibe to even explore some of these deeper belief systems that you might hold. I hope you found some of this information intriguing, helpful, empowering, and thought-provoking.